These are the 10 most heated moments in NFL history.
Right on the other side, look at this. After Crabtree.
Yeah. And kicking things off with some good old NFL chaos. Now, in a 2009 Redskins vs. Falcons game, everything was fine until quarterback Matt Ryan got nailed with a late hit. And then, it's like someone lit a fuse, and both teams went absolutely mad.
Ryan puts on the first down and then a late hit. LaRon Landry.
Next up, we've got a real classic for you. A heated showdown between a top wide receiver and a top cornerback. Back in 2015, during a regular season game between Carolina Panthers and New York Giants, Giants' star Odell Beckham Jr. and Panthers' ace Josh Norman were at each other's throats. From the get-go, these two were clashing like titans, and as the game wore on, Beckham, clearly having one of those days, let his frustrations boil over and took them out on Norman. Boom! It was like lighting a fuse.
Thinking about what could have been, and here's what was going on after that run.
But that wild mess is still not as heated as this next one, because later that year, we had the Washington football team taking on the New York Giants. Now, this should have just been another play, right? Wrong. Santana Moss decides to block Corey Webster, and suddenly, it's like the gloves came off, and what started as a simple block turned into a full-on fist fight.
Back to the line of scrimmage, that's it. Well, they're going to stack the line of fight. That's Moss and Webster.
Coming in next, we got to take things back to 2011 game when the Chicago Bears and Green Bay Packers faced off. Out of nowhere, Packers' Sam Shields and Bears' David Hester started pushing and shoving, almost turning the field into a full-blown boxing match.
Devin Hester. Well, they were going to let it go. Up to this point, they were going to let it go. Even there, that shot right there, that last one.
Sometimes, it ain't even about the game. Like in 2004, before a Steelers vs. Browns match, things went full UFC when Steelers linebacker Joey Porter and Browns running back William Green got into it after Green spat on Porter, and dude wasn't having any of it.
Both Joey Porter and William Green have been ejected from this game, so they will not be playing here today.
Wow! The end result was Green with a bloodied lip, both players ejected before the game even started, and $10,000 fines each. Talk about a pregame show. But it gets even crazier, because not all football brawls happen between opposing players. Sometimes, it's a full-on family feud. Like back in the 1993-94 season, when Houston's defensive coordinator Buddy Ryan couldn't stand offensive coordinator Kevin Gilbride's run-and-shoot offense. These two were always at each other's throats, but they decided to save the best for last. In the final regular season game against the Jets, even with a 14-0 lead, they started trading words. Next thing you know, they're throwing punches.
Here's Kevin Gilbride. That's Buddy Ryan taking a swing at Kevin Gilbride. Now that's hard to believe.
Now while it's rare to see coaches on the same team fighting on live TV, you can bet on linebackers and wide receivers going at it. Like the time Giants linebacker Alec Ogletree dragged Odell Beckham Jr. out of bounds in a not so gentle fashion. And Odell being Odell, yeah, he wasn't having it. Within seconds, everything went from 0 to 100 real quick.
Got a couple of them. And this may be a flag. And then a kick by Beckham. Tell you, this game's got a chance to get ugly. It might get ugly. It is getting ugly right now. You can see this coming from a long time ago.
That said, we all know a mix of trash talking, testosterone, and heavy hits can turn any calm player into a brawler. This time, a light push from wide receiver AJ Green on cornerback Jalen Ramsey set the field on fire.
And here they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
AJ Green throwing punches.
Yikes! Chokeholding a player twice like that is insane. No wonder Green got hit with a $42,000 fine. Next up, back in the 1990s, we had Deion Sanders and Andre Rison, two of the flashiest players in the NFL. They were even former teammates during Sanders' time with the Atlanta Falcons, so they knew each other's moves, trash talk, and antics like the back of their hands. But in a wild 1994 game between the Falcons and 49ers, things went completely over the top. In the second quarter of the game, Rison jumped off the line of scrimmage and delivered a two-handed shot to Sanders, who didn't take it lying down. And before you know it, they're throwing hands full time at each other.
He's gonna come off the ball, and he takes a shot right at the beginning. You see, this was talked about this week. They said Andre Rison will bloody your nose, but I got news for you. Deion's giving that whole field left hook. Did you see that? Right. That's a classic.
But if you thought those were heated, you ain't seen nothing yet. Let's rewind to 2011, when the Saints and Panthers clashed, and Steve Smith pulled off a 30-yard run to the end zone. But as he coasted the final 5 yards and crossed the goal line, Saints safety Roman Harper drilled him and sent him flying. And that is when all hell broke loose.
Steve Smith will score.
Now, helmets are meant for protecting heads, not bashing them, but apparently not for these two. In a 2019 game between the Steelers and Browns, the Steelers were heading toward a lackluster 5-5 record, losing 21-7 in the final seconds. Emotions finally boiled over when Browns defensive end Myles Garrett tackled Steelers quarterback Mason Rudolph. It quickly turned into a two-man fight, and then an all-out brawl between both teams.
Well, he tackled Rudolph. Rudolph didn't like the way that he was tackled. As whoa, hello, whoa.
But as heated as that was, this next moment took things to a whole new level. Now, Broncos defensive back Aqib Talib and Raiders wide receiver Michael Crabtree have always had bad blood in previous matches. So when they met again in 2017 and Crabtree blocked Talib all the way out of bounds during a play, things got heated and escalated fast.
Right on the other side, look at this. After Crabtree, helmet's being thrown. Talib grabbed it off. Referee is down, and look at holding on to his ribs.
But at number 1, we've got a showdown for the ages. Tennessee cornerback Cortland Finnegan was known as a dirty player, fined by the NFL multiple times, and this reputation was on full display in a game against the Texans when he kept chirping at Andre Johnson. In the fourth quarter, Johnson's fuse blew, and he went after Finnegan like he stole something.
This is something else. Watch this, folks. Now you talk about a fight. This is serious stuff. This is Jimmy on your left, and that's Howie on the right. And that's how we warm up for the pregame show.
That whole episode cost both players big time. Ejected and fined $25,000 each. Crazy, right? Anyway, if you had a blast watching this, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll know right away when we've got more crazy content. Drop a comment below and let us know which moment blew your mind the most. Catch you all in the next one.